and therefore something has to be done to make you value what they are doing. And when I say English teachers, I'm also talking about those people who teach English as a language, as a skill. Not Shakespeare or Milton or poetry, but English as a skill. I'd like to just give you a little bit of an anecdote of my sort of history with English and how it was for me. I started in the 1970s teaching English. And at that time, I was teaching English as a language. And I was teaching in the private sector because at that time in the UK, we had lots of students who were coming from Europe and around the world, almost like a finishing school in a way. They were coming to immerse themselves in English culture and English language. And so we teachers of English were seen to be really a little superficial. We weren't really doing a sensible job as the state schools teachers were, who were teaching literature and poetry. And we had quite an easy time. In fact, if you could speak English, it was assumed that you could teach English. And we know that's not true. And things changed. What changed was that the students who started to come to the UK were from poorer communities, poorer parts of Europe and around the world. They were students who didn't have enough money just to come and do a course, but they might have to do a part-time course, get a job in the UK and fund their own education. And so at that point, the government moved in and there were more and more higher education colleges that offered courses as they do now. And once government comes in, then of course regulation comes in. And regulation is a really important factor in making sure that your standards and your quality are where they should be. So what we have here in India at the moment is sort of a similar situation, I think. There is a real need for English. We've heard there's a real need for English. And we're finding that rickshaw drivers see that for their children, and they want them to go into an English medium education. And what they're doing is saving their hard-earned money to put them through any means of English medium education. And there's a whole new wave, we've heard, of English medium schools springing up. And some of them are really good. I've been to schools, not many, I haven't been here long enough. I've been to some of these schools where the infrastructure is excellent. The standards of teaching are excellent. And I know the standards of teaching are good because the teachers have qualifications to prove it. It's not just that they know how to do it, but they can prove they know how to do it. They can prove they are linguistically competent, and they're also competent in methodology as well. So for me, bringing a status of industry to the ELT world would be a really very good thing, because I think it would increase the awareness of standards. And this is what's absolutely vital. If you want to have quality, there has to be some sort of regulation, so that the rickshaw driver knows that when he sends his child to a particular school, they are going to get a good education. At the moment, the child comes home and says, "Hello, how are you?" And the father and mother think, "Oh, my child's speaking English." But then what? They're saying, "Hello, how are you?" And that's about as far as it goes. What we need to do is to make sure that curriculum design, course content, all of these things which are absolutely crucial to good education are in place. So I would say yes to industry.